This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me. Scout and interpreter and just a country cook. Coming at you from beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, along with that pretty Miss Sheila running that camera. Hi, Sheila. Hi.
Let me be Sheila.
Oh, you be Sheila.
All right. Let's do it again. The podcast. Let's do it again.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it again.
Oh, we didn't sum up last week in a...
We didn't sing a song. We didn't have a sing song.
We'll make a point to sing a song this one.
Okay.
I'll try to remember. Let's just get into it. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
Welcome to another episode of the Royal We.
Yep.
What we normally do is we take headlines and we read them. We don't read the articles because facts just get in the way.
Yep.
If you guys want to send us headlines,
Man,
you should. You guys can do that at RoyalWeCast on Twitter or RoyalWeCast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We're going to slap it in. We're running. We're gunning. We're trying to just do as many as we can at once.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep the energy up. We didn't have as much banter in the beginning, but we're going to make it up with the goops. We're going to rid the grease.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's bring it. Let's drain this. Let's wring out this grease rag.
Squeeze out the grease rag.
I made a new drawer.
Oh.
Education.
Okay.
Right?
Lack of?
Usually.
Okay.
Because we do talk a lot about crazy ass teachers. There was a guy who fed a puppy to a snapping turtle. There was the guy who killed a raccoon.
Drowned
a bunch of raccoons
in front of children and told them not to tell, or you'll be next.
Don't you tell on me.
You telling me, you little shit. I'm going to drown raccoons and you don't say nothing. What a lunatic.
Well, you know what? Yes, lunatic, but I also feel like he's only a lunatic by even like the most modern of standards. Like in the 80s.
Yeah, you could
when you went to high school, if a guy
if a teacher drowned a raccoon, it would have been frowned upon, but he wouldn't have been all over the internet.
Frowned. Yeah, it's about the internet. That's why.
That's why.
We're here
the internet wasn't a thing.
Yeah. I saw, I'm
100 years old.
I didn't put it on the animals drawer, but there was an article that there was like a headline that said something like, squirrel steals hot dog from dog.
Okay.
And I was like,
that's just nature happening. That's
it's
a squirrel. That would be a funny thing to see. Because the dog, brain-wise, is probably smarter than that squirrel. Thoughts. Like that squirrel instinctively thought, I want that. And it ran and snagged it. But that dog was like, oh, man. Like, it was like, what happened?
Oh.
You can see that dog, like, blinking and looking.
So here's one in... Education. I only got one. Okay. 5th grade teacher under investigation.
Okay.
For Nazi-themed wrestler. For being a Nazi-themed wrestler.
What?
So he was like a wrestler, like one of the big cartoony...
Yeah, from the 80s?
Yeah, like Mr. Bad Cop was the bad cop guy.
Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man. Yeah.
So he was like Big Boss Man.
But he was a Nazi.
One of the bushwhackers.
He's a 5th grade teacher. Like, that's a real little kids.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not still doing it, and that's just a gig he used to have. I used to be a bad guy wrestler.
Maybe he's still doing it. For being.
So he is, on the down low.
Continuous.
As his side job, he's a Nazi wrestler.
It's an act.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an act.
Like, what if you played Hitler in like an off-Broadway play?
Yeah. You're under investigation. You're teaching kids, and you played Hitler in a reenactment on the History Channel once? That seems odd. Because really, I'd be like, yeah, I do, but I'm the bad guy.
And
I get beat for being a Nazi. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, who are some of the bad
That's
wrestlers?
actually more innocent than I thought it was. I was like, that fucking guy. But when you actually think about it.
He's probably like, okay, I didn't think that would ever be a thing.
Yeah.
It's funny that I'm a wrestler on the side.
That's what he's more embarrassed about. He's a history teacher.
No,
imagine he's a history teacher.
Oh shit! So he plays it. He knows exactly how to accurately portray a Nazi bad guy wrestler.
Everyone's like, boo,
and he's like, 9, just
boo.
9.
Well, you're not a history teacher, so you can't accurately portray.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oxford von Bologna. Yeah, but. Who are some of the... there's Big Boss. Maybe, yeah, but...
I don't know a lot of bad guy wrestlers, because there's a heel, right? The heel is the bad guy?
Yeah.
That's a big part of wrestling. You want to have people you can hate.
Undertaker was always a big bad guy for a long time.
Steve Austin was one, wasn't he?
Was he a bad guy?
He became one.
Yeah, a lot of those guys. Hulk Hogan became Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
The Blackie.
I didn't really follow. And Sting, didn't Sting become a bad guy for a while? He started dressing like the Crow. There was a wrestler called Sting.
Not Sting.
Not the
Giant
band.
Steps are what we take.
No, he wasn't a wrestler.
Walking on the moon.
He was a wrestler on the side. Like
that's my Sting impression.
Wrestling on the side, I do. Wow, we sound like Kermit the Frog.
That'd be really funny, is if you just mislabel your impressions. Like, you do a Kermit, but like, oh, I'm going to do...
Sting.
Yeah. Kermit the Frog here.
You heard my Sting impression? Hello, Miss Piggy.
What? Oh, Kermit. Hi.
Oh, that's a good Dolly Parton impression.
That's too close. That's a good Abraham Lincoln impression.
There you go. Pick someone who we've never heard their voice.
There's a recording there somewhere.
Is there? On an old wax candle. No, there was something I was wanting to say. What was...
We went...
Yeah, hold on. I said it to you, but
What?
I want to say it on the podcast.
Okay.
I read this thing that said Abraham Lincoln died in whatever year he died, and they didn't discover dinosaur bones until like 30 years later. And the thing said was Abraham Lincoln lived without ever knowing what a dinosaur was. I was like,
What's funny is I saw
so
that.
so did why put fucking him on blast? Like nobody knew what dinosaurs were. Why is it like Abraham Lincoln never knew what a dinosaur was?
Specifically, I know. And it was funny is I saw that at face value. I was like, oh, well, huh. And then you were like, yeah, but
Nobody knew what it was.
Washington didn't, and Cleopatra, or like, you know, anyone.
Yeah, but they're just specifically gunning for him.
Maybe because he was close.
He was a famous person who died close to the discovery of fossils.
You should, you know, be so lucky.
Yeah, you should be so lucky to have died so near the discovery of a thing.
Right? I mean, there's some big thing that's going to happen.
Sure. Like we'll die in like 2 weeks we'll die together.
Arm in arm.
In a blaze of glory. And then 2 weeks from now, they'll like invent time travel or like...
Infinity. Or immortality.
Yeah, they'll cure death. Oh, imagine the person who dies right before they cure death.
Oh, damn it.
Fuck. I mean, you'll never know, but your buddy might be like, man, he was one day from permanent retirement.
Maybe here's what happens, man. Here's a screenplay I just wrote with my brain.
Okay.
In a flash. People who die after the invention of immortality become ghosts. So there are no ghosts now.
But once we're immortal...
Why?
It
was just a side effect.
Oh, a side effect of humans being...
Why? Why?
Explain it to me.
Slower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, like, you do die. No, I imagine it's because if they're not going to be able to, like, make you... If they do make immortality, getting hit by a truck will still kill you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it'll make people... There's sci-fi movies and stuff about that where people are super crazy safe societies and worried because the only thing that can kill them is if they do something dumb.
Yeah.
You know, commit suicide or get hit by a truck or something. Yeah. People probably go outside a lot less. Imagine getting hit by a truck on your way to the immortality clinic.
That's a Far Side comic.
It is a Far Side comic.
I got an appointment at 8.
I thought I was going into the Genius building, but I'm pushing on the door and it says pull. I don't know if I'm really a genius.
You know what'd be really funny? Here's an idea for a podcast. Okay. We just go get a copy, go get a bunch of Gary Larson books, and just read them on mic.
And just try
to explain, like...
Well, we remember we tried to explain the Far Side to a Chinese person here, and it did not go over well.
Yeah, because we didn't have the pictures. We were just trying to describe it.
Yeah. We were like, in the desert, there's these guys lost in the desert, and they find a water fountain, and the guy's like, let it run for a minute. It might get colder.
Why were we doing that? Why were we explaining super specific jokes?
We were eating somewhere, and he's just like, I don't get it. Why is that funny? We're like, because, the idea is like any water... and he's like, I don't get it.
Dude, that would be a funny idea for a podcast.
Yeah.
We just sit there and explain comics.
I've got the whole collection.
Here?
No, it's in the States, so I can bring it back. It weighs like 80 pounds.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
It's one of the only things I've hung on to because I'm like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
But, I mean, we're not going to start another podcast. We barely do this one.
I mean, it's really one we could just do on our own. We just look them up online and be like, all right.
This one's 2 lizards. Oh, this is a spider. Here it is.
4:15 a.m.
Yeah, we're real specific about it. This is 2 spiders on a
what are we talking
playground
about?
slide. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Let's open up.
Oh, yeah. If we pull this off, we'll eat like kings.
Yeah, we eat like kings. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, science drawer.
Okay.
Beetle boop.
Beetle boop.
Scientists genetically engineered flies to ejaculate under red light.
Why?
Maybe a lot of science... a lot of science is probably, and it's just like a reflection off something red, and they're like, "Oh no!" Flies probably ejaculate so little.
Probably just like a little poot. Nah, I was already. If I wasn't gross enough,
yeah. I think a lot of science, and especially the science that comes up on this show, is to show that they can
do something.
And the why or the application has not yet been invented.
Yeah. So, yeah, because that taken out of, I'm sure that means something, but just out of context, we're like, huh?
They can trigger ejaculation just with light, colors of light.
Yeah.
So, like, they've somehow rewired. Yeah. I mean, genetically engineering. I mean,
they've been genetically engineering flies forever. That's one of the first things they started fucking with.
You know what? Didn't the thing, remember in Florida, there was these things called fucking love bugs?
Love bugs.
And they were in a lab somewhere.
They made them to counteract something, and then they have no known predators, and they became a bigger nuisance than what they were brought in to stop.
Yeah, then they just fucked like crazy.
Yeah, dude, we were at the beach one time, and the fucking love bugs happened, and they happened. Like, they would get in your fucking mouth.
The happening of the love bugs.
It was fucking gross, dude. Like, and they looked like lightning bugs that didn't light up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a firefly that doesn't glow.
Right. But what
by the goddamn billions.
Fucking hubris of man.
Yeah. I mean, I was like walking going, this is insane. They're like getting in my fucking nose and shit.
And there's like a fucking guy in a white coat with a clipboard like,
yeah,
we fucked up.
Out of hand. He checks the out of hand box.
He just breaks a glass and inside is just like a gun and he kills himself. It's like, man, it's not that bad.
You don't know. You don't know what it's like on the inside.
You don't know what I know.
Yeah, you don't know think tank rules. Here's a statement that means nothing.
I just love the idea. I don't love it. It's actually ridiculous. But they're like, we're going to use science to fix this problem. Oh no, we've made a bigger problem.
Yeah. Well, that happens quite a bit. They'll bring in, oh, well, there's too many of these. Let's bring in this thing that'll eat it. And then they bring it in.
Has that ever worked? All I've heard is it not working.
No, then they're like, oh, well, shit.
They bring in some like turtle or fish.
Yeah, you've seen those fucking, well, I think that happened by accident. But the same way they have no predators. You've seen those videos where people are just going in a boat and fish are leaping out of the water. They do, because there's so many of them, there's nothing to eat them. And people can just go and scoop them up with nets and shit, get knocked in the face by a fish. Yeah, you can eat them. There's just so many, there's nothing in these. They're an invasive species.
Oh. And they ejaculate if they see the color red.
Yeah. Red light district. There's a Far Side we just wrote. It's one of these genetically engineered flies hanging around in the red light district. Stains on his little jeans. If I wasn't gross enough. I mean, they live on poop.
I mean, hey. You're talking to your editor.
They live on it.
Man.
I don't think anybody's going to... this isn't going to resonate with people. What, it's a fly? They're fucking creaming their jeans because of science and red lights, and they live on shit.
You don't know think tank rules, man.
You don't know think tank rules. I'm smarter than you. I'm Gary goddamn Larson.
Loud rock music like AC/DC can... Gary goddamn Larson. Like AC/DC can hurt animals.
A scientist said... A scientist figured that out.
There's some poor chihuahua in a cage and it is blasted.
Not like they're just bringing in all these different...
What's an AC/DC song?
You better thunderstruck! And the turtle just explodes.
We peeked the shit out of the audio. Just to do ACD. Angus Young is his name?
100% Angus Young. That's so stupid. He's the original Angus beef.
We're only the second of the 3-part series, and this has already made no sense. What's funny is the more...
Angus Young, I forgot that was his name. Why is that so funny to me?
The more backed up against the wall we get, we just start doing them for us. Yeah. You know, we just like, fuck you guys listening. We're just going to make ourselves laugh. That headline's not done.
Okay.
Loud rock music like AC/DC can hurt animals, ecosystem, but Willie Nelson has no effect. Study says.
Oh, gentle Willie.
No matter how loud they crank it.
Oh my God. I was a highwayman. Just sitting there fucking smoking weed and mellowing about nature. Fucking ecosystems and biomes.
I'm going to say that can't be true.
Well, it's probably...
It's about volume.
Yeah, but too, what's the most fucking hauling ass Willie Nelson song you can think of?
I can't think of a single one.
They're all just him fucking crooning and picking a guitar. There's none of them that are fucking ball busting, screaming like fucking Angus.
Every AC/DC is
Every AC. It sounds like he's 1 fucking inch from just exploding every time. And yeah, the music's just bam, 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 woo, woo. And yeah, just blowing up.
I hurt myself doing that.
Yeah, I can't do a fucking Angus. Isn't he Australian too?
Is he?
Australian beef. Anyway,
I mean,
sure. I mean, I'm sure anything like it just says like AC/DC. So they've tried other stuff like fucking Manowar and stuff.
apparently Willie Nelson's the only thing that has no effect.
Just Willie.
No matter how loud we play it.
Just bunnies being cool.
Oh.
You blast some fucking
Manowar
on them.
Riddly diddly 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 dum dum. Science explains why hipsters grow beards.
Dude, science is on a roll today. Blowing up ecosystems, making flies cream their jeans, explaining why hipsters
I guess
do
there
what
must
hipsters
be
do.
a reason. Like whenever you start getting to like anthropology,
Anthropology.
people start explaining like why people do the things they do, or like psychology and stuff. I'm always like, yeah,
Right.
sure, but
Okay.
what do you do with that information? You know what I mean?
I kind of like to know why I like it that it's science. Science explains. Here is a research paper telling why people grow beards.
And not just people, hipsters specifically.
Yeah, specifically here. That's true.
But
It's just because you can. We both sitting here with beards.
we're both sitting here with beards on our
We're
faces.
just sitting here with a beard.
Sitting with beards.
A lot of people out there in the world have a beard. Dana, friend of the show, likes the goat noise. Motherfucker's rocking a killer beard.
You got a beard?
Oh, he's got a great beard.
Hi, welcome to Sitting with Beards, podcast within a podcast. On this, our inaugural episode, I like to say, Nathan, nice beard.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Right back at you.
Thank you. This has been the first episode of Sitting with Beards, podcast within a podcast.
Sitting with beards.
What was the other podcast with the podcast that we did?
I don't know.
I don't
On this week's episode, we're going to talk about the intricacies of eating soup with a bushy old beard.
Surprisingly difficult.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, the corners of my mustache are the only part that's bushy.
We're really doing this podcast. We just started doing it.
Signing off. Humans show racial bias
You think?
towards robots of different colors.
Oh, no. What a bunch of animals we are.
Simple are we?
I don't like that color robot.
You know, it's always what they say, fucking black robots.
Yeah, this just stirs up some sort of primal hate for colors.
You know what's so ridiculous? Like, if you took a CAT scan, they put you in a CAT scan with a TV monitor, and they just start showing you black robot, blue robot, yellow robot. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, man, turns out you got the anger part of your brain lit up when we showed you blue robots. What the fuck, man? I would be so embarrassed.
Yeah, because you'd be like, well, I didn't think I did.
I mean, God, I'm that simple of a fucking creature.
You don't know anything about me. I don't like the color blue because I was raped while watching the Smurfs. So, fuck you.
The scientist looks back at the clipboard, out of hand.
Out of hand. Crash, bang. Out of hand.
He looks over at us and says, you told me you do research on these.
Trigger warning on this podcast.
The
Smurfs.
Humans show racial bias towards robots of different colors.
I believe it.
I read a story, and I don't know if this is true, but I mean, this is
just some fucker who just is full of hate, putting swastikas on hamburgers.
Not just old fuckers, man.
No,
anyone.
True.
They say,
Very true.
if you paint a bridge green, people will be less likely to jump off it.
That's why there's a lot of green and blue bridges.
Right.
Where I used to live had a green bridge and a blue bridge. Test them out. We'll do the math in 20 years.
Hi, welcome to Building Bridges with Nathan and Sam, podcast within a podcast.
Today we're talking about the intricacies of blue bridge versus green bridge. I barely got that out of my head.
Blue bridge.
Today we're talking about all the ways to say blue bridge. Welcome to the Blue Bridge podcast.
I saw a story. I think maybe they talked to us in our color theory class, which is a bunch of bullshit at Full Sail. But they said, there was this company. Again, there's no way. I don't know if this is true. They said it as if it was true. Classic class teaching stuff. There's these big, heavy boxes these guys had to move across the factory, which, again, what the fuck were they doing? But they just painted them pink, and then people stopped complaining about how heavy they were. People were like,
because they wouldn't want to be like...
Or
you
like
think that's something in their head
lighter?
that they felt lighter, or you think they didn't want to be like, oh, if I say, the man in me says, if I say something pink is hard to move, then it makes me a sissy.
Yeah.
A sissy.
A goddamn sissy. What?
I mean,
I think it was one thing. Some Taiwanese person I was talking to referred to someone as a sissy the other day, and I was like, God damn, that's an accurate English thing to say.
that's something I've not actually heard in years.
No, I agree. I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing to say, but I mean, like, language-wise, the vernacular is pretty,
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I making any sense?
Yeah, they said it just happened that word was sissy, right?
Yeah. But what I mean is like, like the way a New Yorker person's like, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
Like if you heard a Taiwanese person be like, I'm walking here, you'd be like,
Okay.
oh shit, okay, this guy.
Yeah, they're a parrot.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Okay. Like if someone knew all the right racial slurs. I mean, you didn't
The
come
right
along,
ones.
You didn't come along with me.
I want to cut to the bone with my fucking words.
Think about this, man.
I want all the right.
What can we say in Chinese? I would like a hamburger, please.
Oh, true.
Give me a box of noodles.
But if we knew all the racial slurs, that would be okay. On a technical level, that's better than not knowing anything.
I'm saying you've really mastered the language when you can like.
Okay, I see what you're saying. When you get down to that level,
When you get down
of
to
it,
the nitty-gritty.
yeah, because you don't need to call anybody a racial slur ever.
Right.
So if you know that, that means you've learned all the other words,
Yeah, you're just picking at.
and you're flagged. I know all there is to know about this language, and I'm mad. So teach me what to call that caller robot.
Right?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do one animal
Okay, one animal.
and get out.
Okay.
2 dolphins die of heroin overdose after zoo rave.
What? Who's raving at the zoo? Man, you want to go? You tell you what's a fucking blast.
That would get you.
It would be a good time. Well,
If
who's doing heroin at the zoo?
with the dolphins, did it get in the water?
Addicts, clearly, but
But zoo rave.
a zoo rave. You think they broke in and just raved?
2 dolphins.
It
died.
wasn't sanctioned by the zoo.
No.
Bendy Irwin didn't stamp off on this.
This is the fucking zoo where they're taking bears out for ice cream.
It's that zoo.
raves.
That is the zoo. They were out with the bear getting ice cream, and someone threw a fucking rave. Man, it's raining.
It's fucking yeah. I mean, if you can hear it, it's rain. Sorry, guys.
We're setting the tone.
Hi, welcome to Rain
Welcome to Raincast.
podcast within a podcast.
Today we're gonna just let the soothing sounds of nature take us on a journey.
Play a little bit of Willie.
Thunderstruck. Wrong one. Crash bang.
Out of hand. So, I've been to some parties. I've never been to I've never been to a rave or a party. I've been to
rave.
parties where people are doing drugs, but never like,
Heroin.
yeah, no. I've never
Yeah.
been to that kind of party.
But like you said, I bet those dolphins didn't know what the fuck was happening before they died. And how much heroin you got to get into a dolphin?
Dolphin's big.
Yeah, dolphin's big. So there was a lot.
Now that I'm thinking, how much heroin you got to get into a dolphin to kill it?
Dolphin big.
It must have been in the water.
Somebody spilt their heroin in the water.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it.
Can
that was
you imagine you party
$1,500.
so hard the next day?
You've killed dolphins? That's legendary.
Like, oh, god damn it, man. We gotta relax.
That's AC/DC shit.
We gotta take a couple, we gotta take a month
We got to
off,
take a
man.
break, man. This is getting out of hand.
Just kill 2 dolphins with our party.
Dude, fucking Steve-O didn't get into that nonsense before he cleaned up.
But he did get, you told me the story, right?
Which one?
About when,
Which story?
yeah, you're of stories. Nathan of stories.
Of stories?
The one, was it when Steve-O finally decided, his friends decided that he had too much?
Oh,
like
yeah.
He'd been gone, because he was like,
He was sending out mass emails. He had this email list that had like 100 people on it. And it was like all the fucking top to-dos in Hollywood were on this email list. And he's just basically emailing them his fucking breakdown and said that he rented 3 apartments in the same apartment building. One of them is where he lived. Another one, he turned into a skate park. And then the other one, I can't remember what he had, having his buddies or something live there.
can you imagine if you're a landlord and Steve-O shows up? You're like,
Yeah, he said, you know how bad you got to fuck up? They kicked him out. And he goes, I rented 3 apartments in this building. And they're still like, doesn't matter, get the fuck out.
yeah.
And when he was going to go out, he was going to fucking launch a motorcycle out the fucking like window of his apartment and wanted to land in like a swimming pool or something. And he sent out this email to everybody.
I'm going to do it whether you show up or not.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's going to do it whether it did. And they're like, if you don't put something down there, I'll just go out and kill myself. And fucking Johnny Knoxville got that email and called Dr. Drew and was like, I think Steve-O's going to kill himself. And Dr. Drew was like, you guys go and get him.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew said this?
Dr. Drew said it.
What did he say?
He said, go get him. What?
Go get him.
That's not Dr. Drew. That's Dr. Phil.
Shit!
You're giving me this look like you're missing a joke. You're missing out on a joke. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know what a Dr. Drew sounds like.
He's a normal dude.
He's just a normal guy.
That makes so much more sense than calling Dr. Phil. That's the second time I've heard that story.
Now, Steve-O, you need to come on out of that apartment. Get your life straightened out.
Get off that motorcycle.
You need to...
What kind of man needs 3 apartments now?
Done turned one into a skating park.
I really thought it was Dr. Phil the first time you told me that story. Dr. Drew makes way more sense.
Yeah. But anyway, the long story longer, they just said, get him and take him to fucking rehab.
Yeah,
and they basically just kidnapped him and admitted him because he said he was going to kill himself. They just admitted him. Like the hospital was like, yeah, you said you're going to kill yourself, so you're forcibly staying here. I said, what was the point of that fucking story? I don't remember.
Well, Midnight Smoke sent us a headline. So
okay.
Boozy feral pig steals beer, gets drunk, and starts a fight with a cow.
That was in Australia.
Was it? I think I saw that, actually. I saw a picture of the pig. It's just like a little boar. What's ridiculous is, like, I imagine, other than stealing beer...
He might have been a little boar, but that night, he was the life of the party.
Yeah, I will stretch. A lot of that sounds like normal feral pig activity.
That sounds like normal pig behavior. Yeah, animals like to get into some booze.
Fighting with cows and...
Yeah, bears doing cocaine, bears drinking booze.
If a bear knows to do cocaine?
They found one dead in the 80s.
That's when...
Science said
out of hand. If at any point in human history a bear overdosed on cocaine, it was during the 80s.
It did. It fell out of a fucking drug plane, and the bear was in the plane. Out of hand.
There's a bear in a plane doing cocaine.
How did we miss the bear?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine being on a plane with a coked up bear? I'm leaping. I'm jumping. Taking my chances with the earth.
You call Dr. Phil. And you're like, man, we got to figure some shit out.
I reckon you better get out of that plane.
Can you imagine calling him during an emergency? Dr. Phil, listen.
Hey, not now. I'm at a zoo rave. I told you don't call me on.
I feel real good. Okay, let's get out of here.
I'm partying with the porpoise.
I'm partying with
porpoise. Party with porpoise. Dr. Phil's story. Living a life with porpoise. God damn, I laughed so hard I couldn't see. I went blind for a minute. That can't be good.
Look, you're gonna be blind. Your eyes are all jacked up.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do? Nazi wrestler. There's the cash machine for erections.
All those are in this one? They're all running together, man.
Ooh.
I don't know what we've done and what we haven't. We forgot to take them away. There was something that I wanted to talk about.
You're doing it wrong. I want to go back and read that card.
There was something I said I really wanted to know what that was right at the beginning.
Ejaculate under red light. We did fast food this time, I think.
This is funny. I really don't know what we've just talked about.
Oh, we'll be right back.
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking. And when she passes, each one she passes goes,
And we're back. Yeah, it turns out, okay, all that fast food stuff was last week.
Yeah.
For us, just a matter of moments.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. So, what do you want to do? You want to do 5th grade teacher, Nazi theme wrestler, ejaculating flies.
I think that's pretty straightforward.
Loud rock music hurts animals.
Ooh, I kind of.
Scientist explains why hipsters grow beards.
That's the one. Every one of these, I'm like.
Okay, let's do. Why do scientists grow beards?
Why? Yeah. Oh, they showed a picture of a man with a monkey.
It's a smiling man and an orangutan, just like face to face, like face. off. Let's play the card.
It's going to say we're like monkeys. We grow them to be like alpha monkeys.
Specifically hipsters. Men might be growing beards to appear more attractive to women and more dominant to other men. A study on monkeys suggests. We were learning about monkeys, but we ended up learning something about ourselves.
A study on monkeys.
Scientists may think they have solved one of the great mysteries of the age. Why are so many of today's men growing beards?
People have always grown beards.
Are there more beards now?
I mean, it was a trendy thing there for a bit, but I mean, people always can grow beards.
I just recently pretty much, like within the last year, started growing a beard.
I've had a beard since I knew how to grow one.
Yeah, because you figured it out.
Since I figured it out.
Oh, good name.
I just thought I don't know. I don't think now more than ever. But I don't know. I'm not a scientist doing monkeys.
It says they're attempting to look more aggressive.
That guy's not pulling it off.
No, that guy, he's got an aggressive looking face, but everything else about him.
I don't really see how that's more aggressive. This guy just looks like he's going to sell me a taco out of a truck.
Men are spending up to 1,400 pounds on beard transplants.
What?
When you live in a small group where everyone knows everyone because of repeated interactions, there's no need to signal quality and competitiveness via ornaments. But in large groups where individuals are surrounded by strangers, we need a quick, reliable tool to evaluate someone's strength and quality. That's where these elaborate ornaments come in. In the case of humans, they may also include phenotype extensions such as body decoration, jewelry, and prestige items. Yeah, here's a picture that's a fucking daguerreotype. That's a man with a beard. I mean,
yeah, that picture's 100 years old. I don't know. I didn't learn shit. I wish we would have picked the other one.
What's the other one?
I don't remember.
We can play it.
Look, it's
bias, racist robots. Racist towards robots.
No, I see all that. It's really like the flies jacking off and stuff.
Loud rock that hurts animals. We're done.
We're done.
Yeah. We're done. I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song intro / pathos off the album 151A. I want to thank Midnight Smoke on Twitter for supplying us with that story about that feral pig.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all for supplying us with headlines. And if you guys want to do that, you could. You guys could do that at RoyalWeCast on Twitter or RoyalWeCast@gmail.com. And gosh darn it, I want to say goodnight, Dad.
Out of hand. If I wasn't gross enough.